Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So I started a video with saying I watched the Tokyo Game Show, the Xbox Showcase, Tokyo Game Show Showcase. Can you hear me? I watched the Tokyo Xbox Game Show Showcase. Game Show Showcase. Xbox Tokyo Game Show Showcase. I think that's what it was called. And it was okay. But the thing is, I think fanboys, because I got caught up in it like for 2 seconds. Then I said, wait, that's not what's going on here. So I think the problem is that fanboys are looking at the games and measuring which games were the best on which show, right? Instead of looking at the big picture. And that's kind of the theme. That's kind of the problem with kind of fanboys and fanboyism in particular, how they think about business, because they don't really think about business. They're just thinking about, oh, that's a W for us and an L for you, blah, 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 right? I mean, if we're counting W's and L's, Jim Ryan's stacking up the L. He got an L chamber. He's got an L museum full of L's from all over the world. Anyway, so that game show, the Tokyo Game Show, if you compare it to what Sony did, right? It was more beneficial to Microsoft for the show that they did than the state of play was beneficial to PlayStation. Does that make any sense? The Xbox Tokyo Game Show Showcase was more beneficial to Xbox as a business as a whole than the state of play was to PlayStation as a whole. The only thing they should have showed at the state of play was God of War, because everything else was like whatever, right? Because that was the big thing. That's why they ended with it, because they knew that it was the big banger. But it was a known quantity, so it's like it's not like they garnered any more interest. Everybody was gonna play it anyway, so it doesn't matter. What Xbox is doing, what they are attempting to do, and which I think they will be successful, it's just gonna take time. And that's a part of kind of their mantra. I don't know if it is, but they are taking the time that they need to do what they need to do. They took the 10 years to build Azure, to have their own in-house server farms, so they could be like, yeah, oh yeah, we got server. Oh, y'all need some servers for your games? Y'all need that? Okay, we got that. So now they're an option for any game that needs a lobby, that needs online. They're an option. Sony doesn't have that power. They don't have that power. They didn't invest in it. So what Microsoft is doing in Tokyo Game Show, in Asia in general, is they're building roads, basically. They're building bridges, they're building roads, they're building ladders, they're building stairs, escalator, elevator, anything to transport people over to Xbox. They're going deep. Now, that one game, I don't know what it was called. Most of the games, I don't know what they were called. The one game that was like a Pokemon rip-off, but it was like more because it was like building and stuff. And I was like, this is open world, and you build, and it's kind of like Pokemon, and you ride them and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'll try it. I probably won't be like, oh, this is the best game, because I'm not into Pokemon like that. So, but some people are. That's a big, giant audience that nobody's really capitalizing on except for the Pokemon company. You know what I mean? So that's a good move. Even though that's not Microsoft doing that game, them showing it at their showcase. And is it going to be on Game Pass day one? Possibly. A lot of the times, a lot of the games that they show in their showcases are that. So if it's in Game Pass, I'm playing it, period. That's how it works. So they are building roads in Asia, in Japan. They said that they're, what was the numbers? I don't even remember, but the increase in people on Game Pass in Japan, 500 million times the amount of people. It was a lot. It was a lot. And so I was like, okay, this is just like the first baby step into what they're trying to do in Japan. And if any indication, if their behavior this whole generation is any indication to what they're trying to do or whether they will be successful, I would say yes, they will be successful, because they're not going to stop until they've done it. And you say, well, how can they do it if Japan doesn't like it or buy the stuff? But they are buying the stuff. And everybody always says it's not really about the box, it's just about the games, right? So if Microsoft gets the games and it's on Game Pass and you have a cheap system, it's a no-brainer. And the Series S, which is the main thing, literally said the Series S is, people love it over here, it's so small and cute. And I'm like, yeah, compared to the PlayStation 5, your home country's, your home team's box, no sensible Japanese person would look at the PlayStation 5 and look at the Xbox Series S and say, yeah, the PlayStation 5 looks better. Especially when they gotta go into their little closet house. Ain't got no room for this big old space heater. Come on, son. It's not, nope. So, Microsoft is plotting and planning. They're doing similarly what they did in the 360 generation. In the beginning of the 360 generation, they had that same kind of idea, but they gave up on it when Kinect blew up. When Kinect blew up, Don Max was like, forget Japan, they hate us, let's just do Kinect, right? That's what happened. But now, we ain't got no Kinect to the cloud divisions. We don't have no distractions. The goal is clear. We need to get Japan. We need that Japan flavors, right? And then you look at the Tokyo Game Show Xbox showcase, right? And then you look at what Sony did. And obviously they knew that Xbox was going to be a Tokyo Game Show. That was no secret. So that's why they put all these Japanese games in their state of play, because they want to act like they're doing their own Tokyo Game Show or something. But they're not, because they try to play the Nintendo role. But Sony doesn't realize that they can't do that. They are not Nintendo. Only Nintendo could do what Nintendo does, because Nintendo has the IP to do that. Sony doesn't have the IP. They have good games, but that's not the same as having the IP so strong that it sells your system like that. So strong. I mean, there's other factors too, but The Last of Us is not an IP that is better than Mario. It just isn't. It's critically acclaimed. It's award-bait game. It's like, oh, we're gonna have all this violence and all this stuff, and people are gonna cry, and it's gonna be sad and angry, blah, 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 right? They're baiting you with this type of game. And then you go play Mario, and it's happy, and there's rainbows, and it's cute. And like, who doesn't like that, right? Who doesn't like a cute kitten or something? And Nintendo was successful on many levels for many years with that formula. Sony can't do this. The closest thing they have is Astrobot. That's it. And they got 2 games with Astrobot? I'm gonna say 1.5 games with Astrobot. One's a VR game, one's a tech demo. They don't really have a actual game with Astrobot. But they have the potential to have an Astrobot, but once again, it's not about that one particular IP, that one game. Because Nintendo has many. They have Zelda, they have Mario, now they have freaking Splatoon. They have a lot of different IPs that are just reinforcing the identity that Nintendo has cultivated throughout the decades. Sony doesn't have that. Sony has, it was hardcore, Call of Duty, soon be losing, God of War, Last of Us. It's just a bunch of angry, emotional stuffs. And a lot of people, first off, you're not going to have your 3-year-old play God of War. You're not going to have your 3-year-old play The Last of Us 1 or 2. So, right there, they have lost a demographic of people, of players, because they're all on this cinematic, mature kick. And that's what their state of play was. It was all cinematic, mature. even like the indie game where you're a car, it's a roguelike car game, which is interesting. But I mean, that's not a Sony game. It's just an indie game that they're, I don't know, maybe it got some exclusivity or something. Maybe it's just multiplayer. Who knows? But was that I'm trying to think. Was there any like kind of family-friendly games on PlayStation's kind of showcase? I don't remember any. I mean, if there was, sure, that's fine. I'm not gonna be like blah blah blah. They don't have anything. But honestly, the feeling, my remembrance, my recollection of the feeling of that was all mature, freaking anime ladies would have their boobs hanging out. You know what I mean? I mean, look, I don't mind it, but that's one of the tropes that I think the Japanese developers need to get over that. They need to step up to cultural, I don't know, situations or cultural leanings that are more in line with not Japan. Because if y'all didn't know, Japan is very sexist, very male-centric, if you will. Women have this role, men have this role. That's how it is. I'm glad I am not Japanese. I am. My descendants reign from China. Don't ask me where, because I don't know. But and those Japanese, they kind of mess with my opinion. Anyway, I'm just. But you know, you look at what Sony's doing, what they're putting out, public perception. Besides the Jim Ryan stuff, the public talk about their games versus Nintendo versus what Microsoft just did. Microsoft is kind of playing the middle, but a lot of that stuff was kiddie stuff. Yes, it was old games, but they're getting all these games that used to be exclusive for PlayStation. Ni no Kuni and Ni no Kuni 2 coming to Xbox, coming to Game Pass. Boom. Octopath Traveler 2, I believe. I think it's coming as well. So, and like I said, that Pokemon game, I don't know what it's called, it was something. But I was like, yo, I'm playing it. If it's on Game Pass, I'm playing. So, it's something that Microsoft needs to do, something that Xbox needs to do, appeal to the Japanese gamer. And they now have the support of Microsoft. Xbox has the support of Microsoft when they did not previously. It was either or, Connect or, you know, and they give up on Japan. So now Satya is all in. He's like, yo, there's going to be more people to get on the cloud, on the X cloud? Like, yes. There's a lot of people in Japan, a lot of people in Asia. Let's do it! And that's what's up. And that's what's going to happen. I mean, I would imagine most people who buy an Xbox Series S, they're going to sign up for that free couple weeks or month of Game Pass, and that's what they want. And then a lot of the times they just forget about it due to reoccurring. I'm on reoccurring right now. I'm like $15 a month is worth it. It's worth it. Put it in my subscription pool with, I don't have Netflix right now, but Disney Plus, and actually that's all I have. Disney Plus and Game Pass. That's all I need. I gotta watch my Marvel shows. I watch some Star Wars stuff. I watched Lightyear the other day. I was like highly disappointed because once again, expectations. I didn't have any expectations, but that was just way. Anyway, we're not talking about Lightyear. We talk about how Microsoft is making moves in Japan, and this is the first step. Konnichiwa, more flowers and all that. I was like, okay. And as far as like game to game, like which one was the best? Who won? You know, hardcore gamers can be like, Sony had the better showing, right? And then I say, it's not about what they showed, it's about what they're doing, what they're trying to do. What Microsoft's motives are different from Sony. Sony's just like, yeah, we're the best, we're number one, so this is what we have to offer our gamers, right? Microsoft is like, we are trying to make good in Japan. Check us out, yeah, and just come on and play with us. Come on and play with us. Yes, they're in a position of a disadvantage. They're coming from a position of less of an advantage than PlayStation in Japan. Asia, I don't know what the numbers are as far as all of Asia. I have no idea. So, but I think it's a good look what they're doing, and the key to that success is to not give up. Is to keep doing it. To just go. and don't pull a Don Matrick and throw a Connect up in the mix. You know what I mean? Just keep doing it, and I think they will, because here's the bottom line. Game Pass is the bottom line. They want everybody on Game Pass. Period. That's it. That's it, and that's all. So the more people they can get into Game Pass in every different region, that's the plan. So, and it seems like it's working. If y'all haven't noticed, Game Pass is the de facto gaming subscription service. It is the alpha and the omega. And I don't know where PlayStation Plus. That's somewhere. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about PlayStation Plus. People have it. They're like, yeah, it's cool. If you want to play old games, it's asinine. It's like, yeah, I got PlayStation Plus, it's so cool. Oh, God of War's coming out tomorrow? Damn, I got $70 I can spare, right? Okay. Still buying games. Imagine if you subscribe to Netflix, right? And you say, and a new Netflix movie's coming out, but they don't put it on Netflix. They be like, yeah, you could buy it. You could buy it for $25. I'm like, but I got Netflix. No. You gotta buy the new releases. You gotta buy, or you could buy the digital for $14.99 for the movie. But it's just one movie. Yeah, well, it's a new movie. You know, I mean, what are we gonna do? We can't put all our new stuff on there. You get the old stuff. Imagine if Netflix did that. Would you be signed up for Netflix? Hell no. You'd be like, nah, I'm good. Y'all keep that. I go on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Sony is so pompous. The hubris is ridiculous. I'm laughing so hard, and I keep hearing. I listened to what did I listen to recently? It was the Kind of Funny Xcast, and they had it was Snowbike Mike. It was everybody. Snowbike Mike and Gary and Paris, and then Danny was there too. Danny Godfrey from Gamertag Radio, who was there too, guest star. And they're saying the same thing I'm saying. And so it's not like, oh, I'm an X-bot and I'm delusional and this is why Sony sucks. It's like, no, everybody is saying the same thing. So it's like, wait, if everybody's saying the same thing, that means that Jim Ryan is making a fool of himself. I mean, he doesn't really care because he's not Japanese. If he did, he'd be like, I can't lose face, honor. And so, I don't know what else he would say. But yeah, all he cares about is making money and maintaining status quo as far as them being number one, which is not going to happen because the moves that they're making is not conducive to maintaining a top position because your competition is better. The fact that you sold more units of a plastic box doesn't make you better. You have to listen to what gamers are saying. And you have to look at what you're doing and how you are being perceived. You're making a fool of yourself. It's very entertaining. I must say, it's very entertaining. And I am so happy to be alive watching these grown-ass men squabble on the internet. More so Jim Ryan. I swear I would have never imagined that a CEO of a giant video game corporation, whether it be Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sega, or Sony, would say the things that he has been saying. And Gary Whitta, one of his fellow countrymen, said, Jim Ryan, he has been known to put his foot in his mouth, but he keeps doing it. I'm paraphrasing. But even he agrees that Jim Ryan should not talk. So I was like, wow, okay, that's crazy. But it's you can have your own opinions about like the different shows and stuff, but it is definitely a bigger play than just what games they showed. It's about, like I said, it's about them being there. Sony's not there. Sony's not at Tokyo Game Show. They didn't put it on the presentation. They put it on their State of Play instead. Which, is that good enough? Like I said, they think they're Nintendo. They don't have the cachet. They don't have that special Nintendo magic Nintendo juice. They don't have that. They acting like they do, but they don't. And they'll find out soon enough. They'll find out that once that deal closes, and literally it's gonna close, because Overwatch 2 was at the Tokyo Game Show Xbox thing, right? And I was like, wait, that's Blizzard. How they put it on there? Hold up. I mean, of course, they probably paid Blizzard for the rights to put it on there. Whatever they had to do, red tape, paperwork, or whatever to make it legit and legal. But it's an indication that, yeah, Microsoft thinks it's going to go through. Only people that don't think it's going to go through is Sony. Anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Y'all. Let me know in the comments, do you think, that the PlayStation show was better? Probably. But do you agree that the two shows serve different purposes as far as for the companies that they are from? And that's what I see. I mean, you can, like you said, you can go just head-to-head, game for game, but you have to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at what the motives and the moves that Microsoft is doing and what the moves that Sony is doing. Sony's kind of just coasting, as they did last generation. They're still coasting. They're making some moves, but they're not making enough proactive moves to make a difference in the lead that they're losing daily. And it's the lead is also connected to their public perception. If your public perception is hot garbage trash, just look at EA, then it will affect sales. It will affect people coming to your product. So that's what's up. I appreciate y'all. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about all these things, and I'll talk about the Modern Warfare 2 thing. I just watched that too. Oh boy! Actually, I had to cut it off because my phone was about to die. I was watching it all day on my phone. But yeah, I catch y'all in the next one. Tiltowait.